Okay, we're going to do a sequence of poses that just helps to revive your energy. Especially good if you've had a really busy day, maybe if you haven't slept brilliantly. This is a nice way to just refresh your energy. So get a blanket on top of your mat, a folded blanket from underneath your head, and a bolster from underneath your knees, a couple of blocks of your feet. If you feel like you might be cold, then have a blanket nearby just to cover yourself over with, and then just allow yourself to glide yourself down onto the floor. So the first priority with restorative yoga is comfort. So just establish, first of all, whether you are comfortable on the ground. If you feel that you're not comfortable, then simply adjust until you do feel comfortable. So comfort is the first priority. So always adjust your position if you don't feel comfortable. Then darkness is another priority. If you can bring some darkness into your room, then all the better. If you can't, then just cover your eyes with a yoga eye pillow if you have one, or you can just put a flannel over your face, just something to block out the light, preferably something slightly heavier than a piece of cloth, just to help the eyes to quieten. So comfort, darkness, and warmth. So if you feel that you may be a little chilly throughout your practice, then make sure you cover yourself. So my feet feel a little bit chilly, so I'm just going to cover them with a blanket. Allow yourself to relax. Give yourself permission to relax. Spend a little time just focusing on the sound of your breath, the in-breath and the out-breath. Sounding different, just see if you can determine the difference. Draw your attention to the way that your body makes contact with the floor. Observe where the body is supported with blocks or bolsters. Just commit yourself to releasing into the ground. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet and become conscious of the skin of the soles of the feet. Draw your attention to the soles of your feet and consciously relax the soles of your feet. Consciously relaxing the soles of your feet. Draw your attention to the tops of your feet. Bring your attention to the tops of the feet so that they tingle with consciousness. Draw your attention into the the tops of the feet, and allow the tops of your feet to completely relax. So your feet become heavy yet light at the same time. Draw your attention into your shins. And be conscious of your shins sinking into Draw your consciousness to the fronts of the shins and allow the fronts of the shins to sink into the calf muscle. Drawing your attention into the kneecaps, allowing the kneecaps to release. Draw your attention to your thighs and your kneecaps. Just letting go a little more with each exhalation. Draw your attention into the fronts of the thighs and allow the fronts of the thighs to sink into the backs of the thighs so that the legs become steady and full of good release. Draw your attention into the pelvis and allow the pelvis to consciously release using each exhalation to both energize and to quieten. Just releasing the pelvis into the floor, release the abdomen and soften the muscles around the upper chest. Draw your attention into the chest cavity and release the muscles around the chest, allowing the chest to completely sink into the ground. Allow the muscles around the chest to release. Soften the shoulders and the upper arms and the forearms and the backs of the hands, just giving them a rest. Soften your shoulders and your arms, the upper arms and the forearms, and soften the hands. Release your arms into the floor. Soften around the neck and the face. Draw your attention into your hands and your forearms and your upper arms. Observe how they feel lighter just by drawing a little attention towards them. Just enjoy this feeling of total release. allow yourself to release into the floor, release around the neck, release around the forehead and around the eyes, softening the skin of the face. Just enjoy these moments of tranquility, of support. Just enjoy the lack of demand on your body, your mind, or your activity. Allow yourself to just completely release into the ground, relying completely on the equipment to stretch and cushion you. Just enjoy the tranquility, no demands, just using this time to completely relax. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, and then just allow yourself to roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out your top leg, come back up into just a simple cross-leg position. Observe how your energy has changed. Okay, we're going to do our side stretch pose just to stretch out our shoulders, but also just to really lift our energy. So get your oblong bolster if you've got one. Have a block for your head. Remember to keep yourself covered if you need to. You're just going to have the bolster in the armpit chest region. So you can just stretch yourself out. So the knees are bent, you stretch yourself out along your bolster. Have the block for your head. And then you just keep your knees bent. And the top arm, you stretch it over your ear. If there's resistance in your shoulder, then put a block or something underneath your top arm, your top hand, just to give you some release. So this has got to be one of my favourite poses. It just brings real release to the shoulders and to your energy. So as you know, just release. Not aiming to hold the pose. We just want to relax into the floor. And also, as you know, as we progress into the sequence, I'll speak less and less so that you can just use the time to relax rather than having to listen. bring the top arm back to rest on your hip. Push your elbow into the floor and then just bring yourself back into a cross-leg position. Just let your energy settle. And then just come over to the other side. So the same pose, just come onto the other hip and then just stretch yourself out along the bolster, bring the shoulder down onto the floor. And the block underneath your head. And then again, just the top elbow, the top arm just rest over your ear. Okay, bring the top hand back onto your hip, push yourself up into the seated position, just come into cross legs. Just observing your energy. And then we're going to come into our bridge pose. So have your blanket, and then if it's folded like it would be for a little pillow shape, then just unfold that so that you've got kind of a quarter fold, and then just roll up the end of the blanket a little, just into a little Swiss roll, and that's going to support your neck. So we're going to come down onto the floor, have your bolster handy where you can reach it. You're going to come down onto the floor and just feel, to start off with, how that feels in your neck. It should feel really nice. It shouldn't feel restrictive or too small. It should feel like it's just support in the back of your neck. So you can adjust it a few times when you come up, and then just get the bolster, lift the seat bones, get the bolster, and then just place the bolster in the lumbar area of your back and the center of your back. And then cover your eyes, and then you can either rest your arms at the sides of the body, or you can rest them over your head like this. So just decide which one will work better for you. This is when the arms are over your head like this. It's a little bit like the mountain brook pose, which just brings real energy into the shoulder region. Just relax into the pose. These poses should require no effort at all. And then just gently release take the eye pillow off, lift the seat bones up, and then just slide the bolster away from underneath the seat bones. Lift your head, just fold the blanket up, taking the roll out of the blanket, and then just for the last few minutes we'll go back into our basic relaxation pose from the beginning of the session. Just allowing the body to completely release into the floor. Just let the body become heavy on the ground. And through that heaviness, find lightness. But initially, just mentally scanning the body, allowing the body to completely relax into the ground. Consciously release the muscles of the arms and the legs, unhooking them from the bones, and then allow the body to become heavy. And from that heaviness, observe a feeling of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones and into the muscles. Radiates from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs. Focusing on revitalizing the physical and body and the mind. That radiating energy into the muscles and the organs and the flesh and the skin. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness into the tips of the toes, into the tips of the fingers, and up into the top of the head. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes and into the fingertips and up into the top of the head. And when you're ready to disturb yourself, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Just bring yourself back into this pose of Shavasana. And then gently bend your knees and roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then straighten out the top leg. Come back up into a seated position. Just final cross legs with your hands in Namaste. Just a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice this evening, that good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the relaxation poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you have created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you have lifted your energy and given yourself some good positive energy to put into your evening. So thank you very much for joining me.